From thick forests, old mountain ranges, into colourful seas, the Middle East is a melting pot of landscapes and climates. Despite being home to some of the harshest environments on Earth, a surprising array of wildlife can be found here. But how has life managed to flourish at this crossroad of continents? To some of the most durable of the animal kingdom. And here, in the Sahara, a desert that covers much of Egypt and North Africa, the temperature can be deadly. The Khamsin winds carry sand, dust and heat from the south, helping increase the temperature, often reaching a staggering 116 degrees Fahrenheit. To survive here, the animal kingdom has had to adapt. These desert ants have evolved extra long legs, elevating their bodies from the heat of the sand. But this alone is not enough. Too long in the sun and these ants will fry. Getting lost out here would mean certain death. But research shows that these tiny ants are big problem solvers. Not only do they keep count of their footsteps, but they use the sun as a compass, building a map as they forage for food. The size of this meal could be a problem. Fortunately, the ant's mental map means it can return directly to the colony. But it's dangerous work. Around 17% of these ants die each day. This horned viper has also evolved unique traits to help maneuver the seemingly endless dunes of the Middle East. Contracting and contorting its body, it slides across the terrain using a technique known as sidewinding. Not only does it allow the viper to move efficiently over the soft, shifting sands, but by keeping its body off the ground, it reduces overheating. Snakes are cold-blooded and require the energy of the sun to function properly. But the blistering heat of the Sahara could be fatal. The snake will need to find shelter from the elements. Something has caught this serpent's attention. Caught out in the open, this lizard, also known as a skink, could be in big trouble. It's a perfect meal for the horned viper. But this lizard has a secret weapon. Diving into the sand and swimming to safety has given this lizard its name, the sandfish skink. Out of luck, the viper will have to continue on its way empty-handed. But in the Sahara, it's the cooler night temperatures when most animals venture out. This small rodent, the lesser Egyptian jerboa, has a hopping run that allows it to cover up to 6 miles a night in search of food. It's sometimes likened to a tiny kangaroo due to its incredibly large hind legs. Like many animals of the Middle East, it has evolved around its environment. With little water around, it hydrates itself through the plants it eats and keeps itself clean by taking baths in loose sand. This helps remove oils and clogged dirt from its fur. But it's no time to relax. The horned viper is an excellent ambush predator. The snake's toxic venom would be fatal to the vulnerable rodent. The jerboa's body heat and movements allow the snake to home in with deadly accuracy. The rodent won't stand a chance against the viper's venom. Deep in the Sahara, a horned viper is watching its next meal, an Egyptian jerboa. A missed chance, but the night is young. The deserts of the Middle East are home to many other deadly creatures, including the iconic Deathstalker scorpion. This slender, delicate individual hardly seems dangerous, but its sting is lethal enough to kill a human. This large spider, a solifugid, would make a good meal. The spider is constructing a new burrow. Like many animals here, it hides from the heat of the day below ground. The scorpion has poor eyesight, but it's able to detect the vibrations caused by the spider's burrow making. But the solifugid is no pushover. It's armed with gigantic jaws, the largest in relation to body size of any animal in the world. This could go either way. The scorpion's deadly sting reigns supreme. But the deserts of the Middle East are home to more than just rodents, insects, and reptiles. In fact, they are all potential victims for the world's smallest fox, the fennec fox. Its huge ears can be flooded with blood to dissipate heat, helping to keep the fox cool. A fennec also has excellent hearing, allowing it to pinpoint the quietest scuttle. Even prey moving below the surface can be found. A scorpion is a dangerous snack, but the fennec's needle-like teeth soon disable its sting. Despite the challenges of surviving in the Sahara, life finds a way. But deserts aren't the only defining habitat of the Middle East. As the sun rises, Anatolian ground squirrels begin their day of. This Anatolian ground squirrel is blissfully unaware of the bare burrows with sand. They also provide an occasional bounty. On its southern shores lies the Sinai Peninsula, a land bridge between Africa and Asia. The high slopes of the Sinai Ranges can help capture moisture, allowing life to take a hold. What little water there is supports a surprising array of animals. The Egyptian cobra is the largest snake in this region, growing to just under 10 feet. Blending in with its environment, it hugs the shadows to seek out prey. And it's spotted a rather more flamboyant inhabitant. This lizard, the Sinai agama, is trying to attract females with these elaborate push-ups. It could be an opportunity for the snake to strike. Loaded with a venom strong enough to kill an elephant, the lizard won't stand a chance. But an interesting twist changes the dynamic. The cobra is now the one in danger. It'll have to deploy defensive tactics. Drawing back ribs to extend and flatten the area around its neck, forming a hood. This behavior suddenly makes the cobra appear much larger and more aggressive, enough to put off an inexperienced hunter like this buzzard. With the standoff over, the lizard can return to his performance. This region of the Middle East was once a very different place. Around 30 million years ago, Egypt was bordered by just the Mediterranean Sea. But huge tectonic forces tore the Middle East apart, creating a new sea to the south of the Sinai Peninsula, the Red Sea. The high evaporation rates help make it one of the saltiest seas in the world. But this salt doesn't prevent life from thriving. Over 10% of this sea's fish species are found nowhere else on the planet. These garden eels could easily be mistaken for seaweed. But these colonies, often up to 1,000 strong, feed off the plankton sailing by. Anchored into the ocean floor, these eels may never leave their burrow, even when mating. The burrows act as a safe haven, retreating at the slightest disturbance. Not surprisingly, this true giant is enough to startle the garden eels. But they have nothing to fear. This whale shark is a filter feeder. Creeping at a modest pace of just 3 miles an hour, its huge mouth filters around 20 gallons every minute, consuming plankton through its gill rakers. It is the world's largest fish, typically around 40 feet in length, and weighs in at over 21 tons. Similar to the fingerprint of a human, the pattern of spots is unique to each individual. Over 3,000 years ago, stories of mermaids began to emerge here. But what fantastical beast could evoke such mystery? Some believe these sea mammals, known as a dugong, may be responsible for the ancient stories of mermaids. But its resemblance to a mermaid stops with its tail. Despite its elegance in the water, it is sometimes known for its less romantic name, the sea cow. Living in warm, shallow coastal waters, it consumes vast amounts of vegetation. The dugong is a large animal that can reach a length of over 11 feet and weigh nearly 2,000 pounds. Whiskers around the mouth, combined with a powerful, flexible snout, allow it to find and uproot the vegetation found in these warm waters. They can hold their breath for up to 6 minutes, plenty of time for its favorite activity, eating. Life also thrives on the coastline of the Red Sea. Banks of mangrove trees stretch along protected parts of the coast, yet they too have had to adapt to their environment. Mangroves have specialized roots to filter out as much salt as they can from this most saline of seas. It doesn't help that the ground in which they grow is regularly covered by the tide. With its roots needing oxygen, the mangroves are at risk of being suffocated. To counter this, the trees have evolved a unique way of reaching above the water to draw in precious air. As the high tide recedes, it reveals even more life. Male crabs crowd the beach, showing off their huge claws. During feeding, the action of their small claw over the large looks like they're playing a fiddle, leading to their name, the fiddler crab. Females are more modestly armed. Sifting through the sand, they consume the nutrients left behind by the retreating tide. For the males, battle is on the horizon. The bigger the claw and the quicker it's waved, the more impressive they will appear to potential mates. These displays also help protect their territories by scaring off rival males who are on the prowl for a new burrow. Fighting is inevitable. Claws become huge weapons in a test of strength. Sometimes claws are lost in battle. Fortunately, even when a limb is lost, the fiddler crab is able to regrow it. But this battlefield is governed by the tides. As the seas rise, peace descends. Despite its broad range of landscapes, volcanoes, through to seemingly endless deserts, many of humankind's great civilizations, with all their wonder, emerged from this challenging corner of the world.